Today is August 30th, 2024. It's the first day of the Black Ops 6 Early Access Beta. I'll be quickly running over my initial thoughts of the game from the 4 to 5 hours I've played it today, and doing a couple other miscellaneous things along the way. Before I start, let me apologize for my voice, as I'm tired and I don't want to wake anyone up. Second off, no, I did not pre-order the game. I got the Early Access via Xfinity Rewards, so not a dime was spent on my youthful part, so let's just jump into it. In terms of the actual beta part of the BO6 beta, yes, you can tell it's not a finished product. My game crashed twice and froze once, along with having quite a few graphical bugs in the menus, but the graphics, however, look great and are definitely better than Modern Warfare 3 2023. The biggest marketing factor for Black Ops 6 is definitely the Omni movement. You're able to dive, sprint, and roll in essentially every direction, which is certainly an interesting addition. From my time with the game, I initially found the Omni movement to be clunky and uncomfortable, but I found myself using it a bit more as I got better with it. The main issue is that my left thumb has been trained to click the stick in while it's turned forward, so doing it while facing any other direction feels pretty unnatural. I think it's a good addition though, and while it can give some skilled players an advantage, I don't think it's too big of an issue if you don't use it. Next up is the gameplay pacing. BO6 is pretty fast-paced, probably a little faster than MW3. Enemies usually die in 4 to 5 hits from the average AR or SMG, but overall, I honestly don't really take too much notice of the time to kill, except for in Modern Warfare 2019. That game was bullshit. In terms of weapons, currently there's only like 1 to 2 per class, with the ARs being an exception, but so far they seem pretty interesting. I like that the Makarov is back, and the PDW is also a cool addition. I would say currently my favorite gun in the game is probably the C9. It's pretty fast fire rate. I think it's just pretty cool. I don't know how to explain it. It's just pretty cool. I like it. If I were in one word to describe this game's general look in the user interaction department, such as the weapons, user interface, etc., it would be clean. Most of the sights are incredibly sharp, which is especially refreshing in terms of pistols, as usually they have incredibly ugly sights. I can't really explain why, but the game just generally looks so sharp, and the presentation itself is unmistakably Treyarch as well. Yes, you can call it sterilized compared to how it was back in the early 2010s, but you can still definitely tell that this is a Treyarch game. On to the maps. Currently there are only 3, but I'll rank them anyways. Scud is easily the worst map. I mean, even the name is just gross, dude. I'd say it's better than a fair amount of the Cold War maps, but something about the layout is almost hypocritical to me. It's like there are a lot of long sight lines, but a fair amount of them have obstructions that are intrusive enough to make longer range ARs less effective, yet spread out enough to make SMGs unviable as well. I don't know, maybe I'm talking on my ass here, but it feels like it encourages sniping pretty heavily. This only really applies to the middle of the map, but that's still a huge part of the map, and that's why it goes on the bottom. Derelict is in the middle. The train cars are cool for providing cover, and the house at the end is a good way to shake up the gameplay, but it also suffers from the sightline identity crisis that Scud has. And the best map of the 3 is Skyline. This map excels in visual presentation alone, giving off BO2 raid vibes in more ways than one. It's got the pool area where you can go for chaotic run and gun engagements, the long hallway for sniper battles, and the middle, which is sort of a mix of the two. Skyline is definitely the most fun to play and look at, and that's why it's at number 1. Another interesting thing that I noticed is that it feels like each map is visually a callback to a specific Black Ops entry. Scud's grimy natural battlefield look feels like something straight out of Cold War. Derelict has the broken down train cars and color palette that honestly remind me of Vorkudo from BO1 mixed with Beryllium Wall, and Skyline's white color palette and sub-modern design unmistakably bring up Black Ops 2 hijack/raid vibes. And I believe that is it for now. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.